I'm beating Pokemon Black 2 with only a Mudkip. I don't know why I'm doing this. Maybe I'm a masochist. Maybe I'm into that. I don't fucking know. According to this bimbo, we're a perfect fucking match. I don't know what type of drug she's on. I just met this little piece of shit. I don't know why she's saying that, stuff like that. I gave my Mudkip the dedicated nickname of Fish. A sophisticated nickname. A smart nickname. And also memes from 2008. I killed my rival's weird ass snake, and I dubbed my rival Taxes. So what does every good CEO member avoid? Taxes. Oh yeah, Mudkip blows up and also knows how to bitch slap people. And I get money for taxes, ironically. Then my mom gives me running shoes to run away from taxes even better. Yay! Tax evasion is my favorite! What the fuck is my script? Then Tax's little sister gave me maps where pussy, of the region. I started making my way to the next town. Some crazy ginger stopped me and jumped up a fucking mountain. Then he weirdly starts checking me out. Even though my character's probably a minor. I try to get away, but then he tells me to give the rival the other map I have, because I share my shit apparently. I find Taxes at some ranch I broke in, some ranch I broke into I can't fucking talk to either. He wants to fight. Again. And I thought I killed his snake thing, but nope. I guess he got another one somehow. And I killed it again. I don't know how rare those things are, but I keep killing them. Next thing I know, I find a weird man trying to fuck a dog. I don't know why he's trying to do that. Then he gets mad at me, talking about how great his team is, and how he's gonna change the world. And he throws me one of his weird ass balls. I don't know. Then I find that weird ginger guy again, and he wants me to come in his house. Normally, kids, you shouldn't go in weird man's houses, but in the world of Pokemon, you always go in their houses. You don't know what they can give you. His balls, his Pokemon, or his Pokemon's balls. Then he has 2 children in his house that I promptly beat up, because I like beating them. There's some weird metal guy said he knew who I was and said meet him at a Pokemon Center after I get my first gym badge. Don't know why. Alright, speaking of gym badges, then I fight Charon. The guy who got totally nerfed. He sends out a rear rat, and I sent out my trusty Mudkip, that I dubbed Fish. I killed the weird rat after he potioned up like a little fucking bitch. Come on, with 2 water guns. I swear, this is getting too easy, Charon. Come on. Then he sent out a even weirder puppy. I start attacking it. Use tackle, gets my Mudkip down to 1 health. He eats an oranberry, and he sprays water on it, and I drown the puppy. Logic, right? And I got the basic badge, because Charon was a basic fucking bitch. Slapped that in the case, because, like, I'm a man. And then he's talking about, I don't know how to work out for some reason. I don't know why he's saying I should work out. He's calling me fat. Motherfucking bitch, I'll bitch slap you, Charon. And he's talking about how TMs are different and Unova region is the best region in the game, and that Ducklet's the best Pokemon. Don't at me. Alright now, leave his weird cesspool of a gym, and I pick up a package from the guy who knows who I am. After getting the drugs from the mailman, I arrive in Burbank City, where the gym's a fucking shack where people do drugs and have sex. My kind of place. I'm just in the gym, the guy tells me only VIPs are allowed. I whipped out my Mudkip, and he let me right through. Because sex jokes, right? And he even gave me a cum jar. Nice. Apparently the gym leader's in a band, and like every college band, it fucking sucks. She loses the words Pokemon can mean something. Taking out the drummer, since he's the closest to me, I watch his garbage, so I can talk and he writes scripts well. Healed my fish with some berries, and went over to the guitarist. Because the fucker poisoned my Mudkip, I couldn't go to the guitarist immediately and beat her up. What's her name anyway? Hey, yeah, guitarist, what's your name? Let's see, fucking Billy Joe? Who the fuck names their daughter Billy Joe? I'm fucking southern never heard that name. Alright, after I bullied Billy Joe to suicide, like a good Reddit karma like a boy, I go out to Roxanne, the lead singer of her band, but she does not want to take off my underpants. And we battle. I kill her coughing, and then I kill this weird whirly pea thing. I don't know what she was doing. And I'm surprised it was in a rock type gym, because their name Roxanne, and Pokemon loves to do their fucking puns like that. My fish tries to evolve by saying, no, you don't need to evolve. You're perfect the way you are. Now give me some more karma. And she gave me, speaking of Reddit, the Toxic Badge. How fucking fitting. And that's why, kids, you can do anything. By anything, I mean beat 2 gyms and follow it to death. Nope. And then I got killed by Bird, realizing that, yeah, I can't beat him at these levels. So I went to the next round right on Breeders, because Breeders in black and white too, they keep battling you every time you exit and leave the route. Meaning, infinite XP and money. But the sad thing is, it's not strongest. Right after grinding for a bit, I go back to Bird, ready at level 35. That took me a few hours worth of grinding. His first is a Swalloon. It only took a few takedowns to win, but takedown hits psycho. It has lower accuracy than tackle, but it's a lot harder. Also, you take recoil damage. Recoil damage can kill you. I had a few runs where I was on the Luvani, and I lost because of recoil. But those are not those runs you've seen, because of the power of editing and my sanity. After a bit, Berg tells me how good bow Pokemon are, and I have to agree with him, but another takedown, there goes Swalloon. Next up is Luvani. Takedowns, he's dead. So I healed, leaving me at 12 health. So I healed up even though it was dwellable, because I got hit by string shot. That started a fight. I healed up my Mudkip, and then I took it out with a few water guns. But since Dwellable is sturdy, I couldn't one-shot it. Figures. So after 2 water guns, it dies, and I get the badge. Oh god. This gym was a pain in the ass. But it's not even the hardest gym in the game. It's probably gonna be next gym. The electric type gym. Normally, Mudkip will resist. Normally, if you let your Mudkip evolve, it will resist it by now. But since I'm only using one Pokemon, and I'm not letting it evolve, it's gonna do a lot of damage to me. But that's for next time. Bird tells me that he struggled with his bugs. For some reason, I don't think that's illegal. And I get the bug badge. I think that's what it's called. Insect badge, close enough. And then Bird tells me that he needs to go paint me like one of his French girls, and I want to leave. After being Bird, I battled Corliss on Route 4 or 5, I don't know, I can't remember. And I dealt bullshit paralyzation hacks. 4 turns in a fucking row, my Mudkip couldn't move, as it kept bombarding me with Spark. Luckily I used a Mud Sport to start, so the time was on through shit. Break through the first time through paralyzation, then Eastward pushes up. I'm paralyzed and I can't attack. That was an ad right now. Paralyzed again. This is some of the worst I've ever had. 3 or 4 times in a row paralyzation. That's 4 coin flips to where it said you're getting paralyzed and not getting paralyzed. But I eventually do take him out with enough mud slaps, but it was a fucking trip. Because Mudkip could take it out easily. Mud Slap did almost all of its health. But being paralyzed for so long, it just felt like it took so many turns. So I healed up the paralyzation when Clink came out. Then I used Mud Slap a few times, and down went the Clink. After, it spam Charge a couple times to raise the special defense. And Mud Slap's a special move, so it took a little bit longer. But at least I wasn't paralyzed again. Off screen, after I battled Chorus, I picked up the Dig TM, which I replaced for Mud Slap. I'm gonna miss that lower accuracy, but the power is way worth it. I also cleared out the trainers at Desert Resort, Route 16, and Route 5. Next up is the False Gym in Black and White 2. Take on the first trainer, and he has a Blitz Sport. But my Mudkip now knows Dig, like I said. So one Dig is strong enough to take it out. It does take 2 turns, but it'll take 80 power over a 20 power special move on Mudkip. And with one shot, didn't even get to touch me. The electric gym might be a lot easier than I thought it would be. Battled the second trainer in the False Gym. She had a Flaffy. I was worried about static, but I still went on it with Dig. And then yeah, it KO'd as well. I'm getting lucky with these fights. Next up is the real gym. Like I said, this is the fake gym to unlock the real gym, because mechanics and all. About all Lisa. The trainers were easy, just big spams. She starts out with an Emolga, which can't be hurt by Dig because it's electric flying. So I use Water Gun, forgetting the fact that I have Mud Sport. Luckily, Volt Switch doesn't do too much damage without Mud Sport being out, but still does a little bit above half, around 40-ish%. I Water Gun the Flaffy as it comes out with Volt Switch, and next turn, I realize, oh yeah, Mud Sport, after the electric moves, I'm gonna need that. So Mudsport's active, weakens electric moves. I get paralyzed by Thunder Wave. Then I use Water Gun again, I believe. No, I heal the paralyzation because I'm gonna use the move Dig. And Dig is not gonna be well, especially with earlier paralyzation. Use Volt Switch to bring back up to get out Mulga again, bring me down a little bit above half health. Power of Mudsport, people. Don't underestimate it. Maybe use this in normal runs, but runs like these, it's amazing. Mulga goes for Volt Switch again, as I go for another Water Gun on it. So it goes back out to Flappy. And brings Flappy down to about 25%. I use another Water Gun, but then at least it heals it with a Hyper Potion. I use another Water Gun, then I use Dig. No one's gonna go for a Thunder Wave and be able to KO it. And I was right, went through Thunder Wave. Then when it came back up, Flappy got defeated by said Dig. So out next was Emolga. She used Volt Switch again, which went back to Zipstrika. I used Water Gun because it was a flying type. I used Pursuit, never mind, I can't remember what was happening. Water Gun does 75% of it. Next turn, he uses Volt Switch while I Water Gun her Zipstrika. Strika. I don't know how it's pronounced. Water Gun does a good amount. But does about a quarter. Then I swap to Dig. Then luckily it outpacing me, but he's Pursuit for whatever reason. So I use Dig and take it down from there. But I'm only at 4 health. Or 2, I can't tell. Can't remember, but then I use Eliminate to heal up because no Mulga has Quick Attack. And I was right. When I healed, Mulga did use Quick Attack. That would have ended that run. And I was not going to let such a good run like that go to waste. So she used Quick Attack. And then I used Water Gun, taking the Mulga out after he uses a Volt Switch and barely does any damage thanks to Mudsport. And that's how you beat Elisa with only a Mudkip. 4 more badges to go. Fucking end me. I got the Bolt badge and Volt Switch. An equally worthless TM. After getting the Bossa City Gym badge, I find Team Plasma assaulting taxes outside of the city. So me and him team up, defeat him easily with my powerful Mudkip. And then they tell us about how they'll get us next time, whatever. And Taxes go on about how his Team Plasma told us just pussy. Then I arrive in Driftvale City where I fight an old Team Plasma member. Easily take him out with Mudkip, and then I'm on my way. Next up is Clay. Off screen while grinding, my Mudkip learned Hydro Pump. And the goal was to just hit the Hydro Pump 3 times in a row. And, well, that's what happened. I had Hydro Pump on my Crocodile, 1 shot. And 1 shot it. I'm gambling real hard. Hydro Pump was 80% accuracy, but the rule of thumb that I take from Pokemon is, if it's not 100%, it's probably just 50%. I use Hydro Pump again on the Sand Slash, luckily not getting a kill it, so he can't get any defense drops from Crush Claw. The next up is Excadrill, Clay 6. I was a little scared for this because I knew Excadrill would outspeed Mudkip, but I went through Hydro Pump again. He hit me with Metal Call, barely did any damage because I'm Water type plus Eviolite. I hit him with Hydro Pump, that knocks out Excadrill in 1 shot. Officially making this gym the easiest gym battle, which is kind of ironic since Clay is notoriously hard. After getting Driftvale City Gym badge, I fight Team Plasma on their fancy boat, and I kill their coffin with the Hydro Pump. Next grown up says he's gonna use his Trubbish. Sets out Trubbish, the best Pokemon in Generation 5. Besides Duckling. And it died easily too. Then up next was a tag team battle with the worst gym leader in the game, Charon. Not worse because he's hard. Worse because of the nerf he got. She would have been the 8th fucking gym leader, I swear. Who the fuck's that water type guy? Anyway, me and Charon usually take on those grunts. Next up is fighting with Taxes. Who would have thought? The thing I'm trying to avoid most might end up being partnered with in a battle. Kind of ironic. And same deal with the Charon fight. His Servine gets fucked over because of poison types, but nothing that our Pokemon couldn't handle. Next up is Skyla. Yeah, I know I skipped over a lot, but this is not about stories. It's about beating the game with Mudkip. Squeeze up for the Swoobat, and I lead off Mudkip. Of course, I'm all out of Mudkip. Enter a Hydro Pump and a takedown. Mudkip takes it down. Next up is Swanna. Swanna gets us down to low health. Then I heal up, and then at the very end of it, Swanna's down. Some takedowns and Hydro Pumps. I have one more Hydro Pump left after Swanna and Swoobat. Next up is Skarmory, Pokemon that resists all my attacks. Hell, immune to half of them. Hydro Pump takes down 75, and with a lucky takedown crit, I take down Skarmory, winning me Skylar's Gym Badge. After beating Skylar, we're arriving on Dela Bay, where I have my rival fight with Taxes. This one was a little bit harder, where I actually had to grind up. His Unfizzlant went down pretty easily, besides the fact that it expanded Tech and Taunt. Next was Superior, which was real troublesome. New Leaf Blade. This is a point in the game where Superior outspeeds Mudkip. After a few Leaf Blades, and me at 3 health, I won. Next up was Simisear, but he went down to 1 Hydro Pump. Next up is Team Plasma fight in the next town, I forgot. Still team battle with you. It's one of the 7 Sages, and they're Red and Grunt. The Sage used Caragnal, the Grunt used Golbat, and Garbodor. They both went down pretty... Caragnal went down pretty easily, and Golbat went down to a return, and then Garbodor went down to a dig. Oh yeah, and Texas Superior almost dies to Garbodor since Grass types, you know as much as I love Superior, they suck in Gen 5. Maybe Grass has been such a bad time in Generation 5, it's sad. And there goes Garb. After Texas, Pepper pushes up his Superior, Dig finishes up the Garbodor. Next up, Drayden, the 7th gym leader. Well, even though he was the 8th last one. We don't know how to count here. Actually, before that though, I ruined Old Man's 999 win streak on Bridge. He's won 999 fights in a row. I was his 1000th. He sends out a Durant, which is the Steel Bug type introduced in this game. Hydro Pump killed it, then I used Dig to take out the Lucario, ruining his streak. He'll probably end up killing himself. Next up, now it's Drayden, the Dragon Gym leader. He starts off with Druddigon. I of course send out my Mudkip. He returns, knock it down, but not before getting Mudkip to about half health, I believe. He was using Crunch, I was using Return. Mudkip was about 3/4 health I meant. Next up was Flygon. Flygon used Earth Power, and my Mudkip used Return a few times. Last flip, Haxorus. After a while, Haxorus kept spamming Dragon Dance, and I defeated it with returns. And winning me, Drayden. After beating Drayden, I got into a fight with the Ice Boy from Team Plasma again, and first time out Caragnal. Caragnals have really low defense, so one return knocked it out. Next up was another Caragnal. Rinse and repeat, Caragnal used Light Screen, which doesn't matter, so I wasn't using any special attacks. Return. Last up is his evolved Weavile. And so, I use a Night Slash. Gets a crit, then I crit back with another return. Luckily, winning. Eviolite's OP, man. Next up is Humalao City's gym leader, aka the easiest gym. I was gonna cut away to all it did was Hydro Pump Jellicent to death, Dig the Caracosta, and Wailord. I was using Hydro Pump because Jellicent has Cursed Body. He gave me this TM for Skull and I replaced Hydro Pump for it, because Skull I really have for the burning. Next up was the final fight with Corliss. This one was annoying. This is Paralyzation. I used Dig to take out the Magnezone. Next up was Kling Kling. I went for Dig at first, forgetting it had an air balloon. So my Dig didn't work. I used Scald. Then I used Dig, but I was just going for Shift Gears. Then he sent out Behemoth, which I took down with 2 Scolds since that's his... Oh no, I went for Return. Took it down 2 returns. Next up, he sent in Metang. I took it out with Dig. Then Magneton's back out. Since I damaged it before I switched out, I used Dig and was able to get the Oko on it. That was easily the most annoying fight I've had to run so far, because I hate Paralyzation hacks. I got paralyzed 3 times during this battle, but I just cut that out. Next up was Getsis. I take down Scaparous with 3 Scolds, luckily not getting poisoned. Electros, I used forgetting Electros. I forgot to use Mudsport. I used Dig, forgot I had Levitate. Used Mudsport, but it was paralyzed and at low damage. Next up was Seismitoad. I healed up. So I healed up my Mudkip. Then I took out the Saboteur with a few Scalds. Next was his ace, Hydreigon, the scariest Pokemon in this game, pseudo-legendary. But few returns, luckily, leaving me at low HP. Last but not least is Toxicroak. And well, one day later. And I beat Gets This, boarding the main bad guys. Next up, Elite Four. Let's see if I can do this. One more rival fight before the actual Elite Four. First off was his Buffalant. Well, technically I'm better, but you turned out. I took down a few Scalds, like I got a burn on it, so it didn't do that much damage. I used Mudkip because of WoW charge, so you can do even more or less damage. Next up is Superior. But luckily at start, I used Scald hoping for a burn, and I do get it. Leaf Blade still does a lot of damage, but return down, so that would bring it down. Next up was Simisear. Used Crunch to do a lot of damage, but Scald brought it down in one hit. Last but not least is Unpheasant. We Rochambeau'd a bit with Return, then Peck or whatever for it. Or not Peck, Air Slash. But at the end of the day, Mudkip won. And next up is the Elite Four. I deposited my HM users. I picked up a bunch of Hyper Potions, Full Restores, and Full Heals. I'm gonna need them. While this is finishing off, my strategy is to take on the hardest ones for me first will probably be Grimsley. Well, more like neutral. Grimsley and Chantel are the easier ones in my opinion. Marshall probably the hardest because of his good attacks, but first off is Grimsley. Liper goes down, no problem. Crocodile hits me with a strong Earthquake, nearly takes Mudkip out, but luckily Scald does it in one hit. Next up is Scrafty. Scrafty goes down easily. I'm gonna skip that. Then last but not least is Bisharp, which crits me, takes me down at 2 health, Scald, and I won the fight with Grimsley. Next up was Chantal, or Tell as I call her. First off is Cofagrigus. So in between battles, I use a PP max on Scald. Even though it's not a special attacker, I like it better than Waterfall. The burn chance is great, plus the EV light. She versus up Cofagrigus, which always goes for Will-O-Wisp first. I send out Mudkip. This is the only thing I have. A few Skulls took down Cofagrigus. Well, it burned me, I scalded it, we went back and forth for a while. Unfortunately, let's say this ahead of time, I have text on screen too when it actually does happen, but while fighting Chantel, the second part of the footage got corrupted, and I lost the fight with Chandelure and Golurk. Chandelure put up a bit of a fight with Energy Ball, but Skull took it down one hit, and same thing with Golurk, winning me against Chantel. For now, I'll allow this fight to take place, so you can watch. Next up is Elite Four Caitlyn. I use Scold, which luckily got a burn. I say luckily because it has Synchronoise. Normally that's a bad thing, but since that Yon can put me to sleep. Next up is Gothitail, put down a few returns since Gothitail's not that physically bulky. Same thing goes for Reuninclus, which is up next. Can only withstand a few returns. Last but not least is Sigilyph. And same story with the other ones. I just returned a couple times, putting it in the ground. And that was Caitlyn. The easiest one so far. Last up is Marshall. I use Scald, Burn Throw so it doesn't do damage, and kill him. Next up is me and Xiao, which uses High Jump Kick, brings my Mudkip down to low health, and I use Scald and one-shot it. Next up is Conqueror. So I had to heal up my Mudkip, it was only at 11 health. While it started bulking up, which really scared me since Conqueror can be powerful. So after that, I used Scald to try and get a burn, starts bulking up again. Misses a Stone Edge, which I got really lucky at. I probably could have done a lot of damage. Then Skull gets the red, heals up with the Citrus, so he's gonna use a full restore. Hammer Arms does a good amount of my damage. Skull, there's Carkeller. Last one is Sulk. Whew, we're getting closer and closer. So Scott, he sends out Sulk, as it's Scott. I heal up Mudkip, use Scold, burn it, then he uses a Brick Break. Brings on Mudkip to 56 health, and I killed one more Scald. Next up, Iris. If Iris is up, I use Skull to get a burn on Hydreigon, while bring me down to red health with Dragon Pulses. I heal my Mudkip up because I don't want to kill, but she withdrew to Lapis, expecting to have Skull, so Lapis' water absorb can absorb it. I heal up, and I use Mud Sport to start the battle so its Thunderbolt won't do too much damage. Then I started Rochambeauing it with returns, which proves out well, since, as you can see now, it's using Ice Beam, since it's calculated Ice Beam will be better than Thunderbolt, ironically, even though I resist it. Goes for Serve, doesn't do much damage, she heals her Lapras, then another return, and I keep returning her back down. And then she's gone. Next up is Aggron. No, Jolteon I meant, sorry. I went for Scold, even though it resisted 6, I wanted to get a burn on it, which does work out on the first Scold, I get a crit and a burn. Plus with Slight Forward when he uses Dragon Tail and burn. One turn after that is all it took. Aggron's next now, and well, it being a rock type and steel type doesn't resist water, and have max special defense, one Scold did it in. Next up is Haxorus, scary one. I got really unlucky here. I know I'm relying on Scald Burn a lot, but I kept going for Scald. Luckily this time it didn't Dragon Dance. It did before and I had to cut that attempt, but it kept Dragon Dance to create the burn. Took a few Skulls, I got the burn, even though it didn't Dragon Dance at all. Last up is Archeops. Uses Rock Slide with a Mudkip down to 79 health, and one Skull takes it out, making me the champion with only a Mudkip. See, it's possible, people. You can do whatever you want if you have an over-leveled fish. Thank you.